another intuitive message. A lot of these messages are coming from like conversations and interactions that I'm having with people that the universe is sending my way. Um, this one is about your childlike self, how you give love, how you express love, um, and I guess not being afraid to do that from like a purely pure way, like thinking, how did you used to give love as a child? If you think back to your childlike self, you'd probably just go more of how you feel. So if you felt it, if you wanted to give someone a hug, if you wanted to just express something, say something, there was I guess maybe more of a pure way that you would just go about it without any, I guess, overthinking the process so much. And I had this download when I was, in nature, and there's this very sweet young girl that I keep coming across, and or should I say, she's coming across me, and it's been our third encounter now. She's seen me on two different occasions meditating, and then she's seen me, just a few times around, and she's just been, outdoors and stuff. But she would always come up to me and speak with me. And, the first time she came up to me, she sat with me and she said, "Are you meditating?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, asking her, what she knew about that. And it was very interesting. Um, she was just very warm, and it was very pleasant. And then I think on the second encounter, she came up to me again, and she was just wanting to have conversation. And I actually found that there was a lot that I felt we had in common, although she was a young girl. But even from my younger self, just certain things, I just felt like, okay, this is definitely the universe here. And yeah, there's she's definitely you know a divine being. She's very special and very sweet. So then, anyways, yesterday I encountered her again, and she had a friend with her this time, a little boy. And he was much younger than she was, but um we were speaking. And she, whenever she sees me now, she'll kind of tell me like what's going on, if she's having any issues. And but she's very loving and she's very authentic. And yesterday she came to me, she was just looking at me, she went, "I love you," just like that. And I was just thinking, like, my heart just felt so warm. And I was just like, this is just the sweetest, most purest, innocent thing. Because it's not like, she's a family member or a friend. She's someone that, I've only had a few encounters with. But she I guess we've been, enjoying each other's pure energy. And yeah, it's the way that she just kind of expressed that so authentically, so naturally. And then even when she was there with her friend, she was trying to explain some things to him that she thought she was going through, and trying to get him to understand it. And it was very interesting because it was like, he was younger, so naturally, she's kind of had a few more, I guess, life experiences and things like that. But yeah, she was kind of able to put kind of two and two together with certain things that was going on with her, and she was just trying to explain it to him. And yeah, he was very sweet as well, bless his soul. um she was sitting next to me, then he was sitting on the outside. And then after, like, we all spoke for a bit, he wanted to come sit next to me. And yeah, she was just constantly expressing how much she was very fond of me. And she would say it in different ways. And then she kind of joked about saying, "Oh, she's my favorite." um but it wasn't really about like a favoritism thing or that. I think she was just trying to find more ways to express her love, I guess. And she did, like I said, say "I love you," and I said "I love you too." Because I guess, you know sometimes you don't have to put much, like, you don't have to overcomplicate the feelings. Like, you know, some when you're feeling that pure energy of what something is, you know, that's just what that is. And yeah, it was just very, it was very significant for me, actually. And I felt like as well it was mainly coming from, I guess, to me, what I was giving to her in terms of like energy and, you know, just conversation, and I guess maybe understanding her, because I did feel like whenever we speak, like I feel like I genuinely understand her. And I don't know if that's partly just because you know, that's just something that I try to do in general. But as well, like I said, there was a lot of significances that she would tell me about her journey, well, you know, her life and her young life, and certain things that, again, I could really relate to. But I really respected her, I guess, her strength at a younger age. And, you know, yeah, I think that support that I guess she was getting from me, although to me it may have seemed very minimal, because, you know, the conversations that they're not, I guess they weren't that full on, but it's just more natural flow conversation. But she doesn't really hold, you know, she's not holding anything back in regards to, you know, certain things that she just may be dealing with, and like school things and whatnot. But for the most part, she's talking, I'm listening. And, you know, she may ask me a few questions here and there, but it's just very natural and at ease. So I guess in my mind, I was probably thinking that what I was doing was, you know, genuine and maybe in some way significant, because I started to notice that she gravitating towards me quite a bit. And if she sees me, she'll definitely, you know, come stop with me, spend some time, you know, like, without a doubt now. So I picked that up. But I guess maybe I was, it's funny because it's reminding me of one of the collective readings, actually, where it was saying you're either being a bit humble about something or naive about something. But it was about the significance that you could be having in some way. And I realized that I was having a lot more of a significant, like, I was having quite a significant effect on her, and I guess for her in a good way. And I've just been feeling a lot of like gratitude coming from her. And I knew that it was significant and profound for me, because I instantly noticed in the conversations and from the first encounter that there were several specific things that she mentioned that were very, like, there was messages that I was getting, there was things that I knew the universe was trying to communicate to me, tell me certain things. But, you know, I'm not going to get into all of that. But I knew that, you know, there was some significance there for sure. But I guess also for her there was also a big significance as well. And I guess it was just the way that she just purely expressed it, you know, to me, without, you know, having any sort of like hesitation or fear. And, you know, and then she looked at me as well, she was just like, you're so beautiful. And it's crazy because I was literally thinking that about her. And it wasn't like, you know, she was just, you know, cute. And you know, when you're playing and you're younger, you're not like trying to be neat or anything. So it wasn't like she was in like a proper prim and polished way. But I was like looking at, one, her face, and two, it was just her energy. And I remember I just was feeling like she's really beautiful, you know. And I remember thinking, I bet she doesn't know it. Or if she does, because the things that she was telling me as well about some of the people and things like that, like, there was things that she was dealing with, you know, people trying to, you know, mess with her and things like that. And you know, I see that she tries to deal with it genuinely the best way that she can. But yeah, like, she's genuinely very beautiful. And it's crazy, I was thinking it and she said it. And again, it was just her pure, I say pureness, I mean, I guess pureness with intent. Because obviously, you know, she has a polarity as well, as we all do, you know, that balance. But as well, like in one of the previous times when we spoke, like I said, I mainly just listen, you know. And yeah, with when she was asking me about meditation, and she actually told me, you know, that she used to do that herself, and I was asking her how she kind of got into that. And it was very similar to, I guess, myself. It was just like a personal natural gravitation. But then obviously I think she's you know, sometimes like life and stuff, and you know, you may kind of put it down for a second. But I noticed that she, you know, was, I guess, quite intrigued that I was doing that, and I was quite intrigued that she was very aware of that from her own personal desire at her young age. um but yeah, when she was asking me about it and stuff, and you know, I guess I was telling her, you know, some of the benefits and stuff, but also with like life situations and circumstances. What was coming up as well was, you know, that element of play. You know, whenever you're at a new beginning, it's almost like you're at that child mind again, you're learning new things. And even if you are pure with intent, okay, it's okay to have that polarity when you're kind of playing and exploring to kind of figure out the best way to do things, to go about things, before you maybe completely know what is the best way to go about things. So that's what I'm saying. When I say pure, I don't mean like, you know, she will never do, you know, make a mistake or do something wrong. Like I genuinely don't mean it like that. I just mean like with intention, and where there is that, you know, place for learning and polarity, and things being shaky before you fully know how to maneuver. Again, that's still valuable and part of the process, and that doesn't take away from, you know, the pureness of who you are and your heart and your intent, if you are in that mode of play and exploration and figuring out how to do things when you're in a new place, around new people, new circumstances, having new challenges. You know, you may not get it immediately right. Okay, we're not here to be like perfect and, you know, be stuck in like a mental trap of perfectionism. It's all about learning, growing, and if you're uncertain of whether you're like maybe moving from like the right place, just check in with yourself and think, you know, check in with yourself and say, okay, where's my heart at? You know, where's my heart at? See where your intention is. And you know, you can kind of navigate from there. But in general, this was just, I guess, an intuitive message just to say, the more that you are not afraid to also let your inner child, um, you know, move you towards the things that you love. And if you feel like that's a challenge for you, there could be some, you know, inner child healing that would be beneficial. Because if you know, if your inner child is healed and happy, you are able to give and receive love is at such a higher level. And you know, there's just definitely something to just be taken from, you know, the way that you can just genuinely give love without restriction, and you know, with discernment in regards to, you know, what to be around, what not to be around, that type of thing. But you know, when you are feeling genuinely, you are feeling that love, you are feeling that gratitude, you are feeling that appreciation, you are feeling that way, you know, not having that restriction in regards to giving that, expressing that, showing that. It's really powerful. It's so profound, you know, that really, just her saying to me, I love you. And it was like, it just came out, but I could just see that it was so genuine. And I think, you know, it really just kind of, I had to sit on that for a minute. And like I said, there's other things in our conversation that, you know, I kind of had to sit and think on, because I knew that I was getting messages in other areas, but that's not relevant for this video. But it's just to say as well, like, when you are vibrating at the energy of love, okay, the universe will attract and bring people on your path that are in that energy of love. You just, you probably never even figure or fathom how that alignment will happen. You most likely won't even see it coming. But if you are vibrating on that energy of love, and again, if you don't know where to start, self-love, okay? Let that radiate out. Focus on things that you love to do, people that you love, give the energy, and you'll just start to see, you're going to attract people that genuinely have a high level of love that they want to give to you, they want to express to you, they want to show to you. And you know, you just start aligning to these things. So trust the process. And yeah, hopefully there's some sort of message there that could have been helpful for you guys in some way. But that was an intuitive message that, yeah, I felt was relevant to share with you guys. So I'm gonna leave that there, sending you all lots of love. Definitely give this a like if it was helpful or if it resonated in some way. Take care, my loves, and stay spiritually charged. Bye bye.